Hello and welcome to my first ever cooking in the kitchen video. All right, today it's a little spur of the moment video. I was feeling very spring inspired, very Bridgerton inspired because I actually got this Bridgerton Crème Puff Kit I'm going to be working with. All right, I got this like a year ago. I just never used it. This is so cute and spring themed. Like literally look at the packaging. It's got these like beautiful purple flowers on the top and it's just a super cute little like Tiffany bluish box. That combined with the new season of Bridgerton coming out and Easter just passing and having this super cute like Easter tablecloth, I was like, I need to do a little spring cook with me video. All right, I'm feeling springy. It's beautiful. It's like in the 70s today and I love it. And I also kind of got my Bridgerton inspired fit on as well, but let's get started with this cream puff. I'm excited. All right, stay tuned. All right, so let's get started. The first thing we're gonna do is preheat our oven to 400 degrees here. So start that, get that preheating. Let me make sure I'm not burning anything in there. Cool. All right, so it says step 1, heat oven in 400. Got it. Then we're going to melt the butter in a 2-quart saucepan over medium heat. Actually here it says 375 for non-stick. Do I know which pan I'm using? No, but my oven runs hot, so I'm just gonna put it at 375 so we don't actually burn this pastry, because sometimes I would rather go with a lower temperature and have it bake a little slower than do it high and like burn it. And then I increase it if I need to, versus if it's really hot, you just like burn it instantly. So we're gonna do 375. And, all right, we're going to melt the butter, half a stick of butter in a saucepan over medium heat. So I got my little skillet here going. I think I have it, I'm using an electronic skillet because I can set the temperature the way I want. So I think right now we're at like 200, 250, whatever. So I'll start there. I'll increase that as needed, but I got my butter here. We're gonna cut half a stick of that butter. So let me just mark half a stick here. It's half a stick. Let's cut that out. And so I've got that half a stick going in the pan here. And we're gonna let that melt. And over it says medium heat, so I think we're good where we are. I don't want to increase it. That's like here. Just want to let it slowly melt. And then I'm also gonna need half a cup of water to add to this. So it says add half a cup of water and bring just to a boil. And I'm just gonna preemptively open this package because the next step after adding the water is to quickly stir in the cream puff mix until a soft dough firms. So it's a lot of steps at once next. Let me see. We got let's see if these are labeled. One of these is, okay, so this is the whipped filling, and then this one is the cream puff mixed. So, got my cream puff mix here. Take that out, that's what I need next. I'm gonna do my scissors to cut this. All right, so first off, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. First, I'm gonna add my half a cup of water. So I got my nice, fresh, cool water here. And I'm gonna do half a cup in here with the butter Okay, and then I'm gonna increase the temperature of this a little bit because it has to boil before I add the cream puff mix. It has to boil, so I'm just gonna up this temperature a little bit so that we get the show on the road. I probably should have thought of like questions, like interview questions for myself, so like during these slow parts we're still entertained. Let me see, let me just up this temperature. All right, let me think. So if you're new here, welcome, by the way. You know, what is my favorite part about spring? My favorite part about spring is watching the seasons change. And I think not the rain, but just like some days you don't know what you're gonna get. It will be 50 degrees and then other days it'll be like 70 or something. So I really appreciate the, I don't wanna say like the sporadicness or the random warm days, like coming out of winter. You're like, oh my God, it's beautiful today, and oh, it's a little cool today. So I don't know, I kind of like that you get a little bit of both. And I guess I also just love the idea. I feel like spring is a time when everyone's like, when you think of like rebirth, like there's bunnies, like there is one time in my backyard, we had bunnies, like a rabbit gave birth and we had little baby bunnies and it was so cute. So I do associate spring with like cute little bunnies and stuff, and it's just a wonderful. All right guys, I'm gonna lower this just a little bit. Now that we've got it boiling, I just am going to add my cream puff mixture. If you guys do make this, I don't even know if they still sell this. Make sure you read and make sure you don't add the wrong like package, because I almost thought the whipped filling mixture was the cream puff mixture. Of course I did a little spill. All right, so let's drop this in there. And then the little, just like a little few, I'm gonna try to add back to the pan. Okay, so now we put this back, finish this. Okay, we're going to stir until, mix until a soft dough forms. All right, so I'm going to mix in this with the butter and the water until a soft dough forms. I kind of turned down my pan just because I don't want it to like burn or anything. It kind of started getting a little hot. And then mix until a soft dough forms, and then after the soft dough forms, I'm gonna cook for 1 minute, stirring constantly. So how's your day going? Tell me in the comments below. All right, so still got some white parts here to mix up. All right, so now that it's mixed, we're gonna cook for 1 minute. Am I gonna count down 60 seconds in my head? Maybe, maybe not. And just gather that all together. And then just let it cook for a little bit more. Check my temp here. I'm gonna make it just like warm-ish. It's like low heat, but not too low. All right, I think this is good. I think it's been a minute. So then we have to remove from heat. So let me turn off my little stove here. and I'm going to kind of push this to the side and let that cool for about 5 minutes. So letting that cool for 5 minutes, once it's done, I'm gonna add both my eggs, stir them up, and keep working on that dough. So we'll be back, gotta give it like a few minutes. All right, we're back. So now my dough is cooled. All right, and I can add my eggs. I'm gonna start with 1 egg at a time. So I'm gonna do 1 egg here. And also, guys, super random, but like, look how cute these like little bunnies on this tablecloth are. It's adorable, I love it. I'm obsessed. Let's see some, so just adding that egg in, mixing it all together. My God. All right. All right, so I'm only adding 1 egg at a time to make sure that it fully incorporates and making sure that the dough is smooth. And then when it's just about smooth, it's almost smooth, not quite, I'm just gonna do the other egg. And mix this up until the dough is smooth. And mix it all together. Sorry, I stole that. I love her videos. She has the Blackstone Tori. I'm just like obsessed with her videos. She's adorable. Hi, Tori. Not that she would ever see this. That would be crazy if she did. Love your video. So just to keep chatting with y'all while this is going on, guys, I think my favorite Bridgerton love story that I've seen was Lady Whistledown herself, aka Penelope, because I just feel like hers, I actually cried when they finally got together, because like she's a wallflower. She's someone that, you know, she wasn't being treated like the other girls, and I feel like in a way I can relate to that, and I'm sure a lot of other girls can. Like, she's like the unseen person, she's the underdog, and her being an underdog and then triumphing to like actually marry for love is like such a beautiful story. I am so obsessed with like her storyline. Honestly, after it was uncovered who she was, I was like, is this show gonna end? Because I feel like that was like the whole, like it was the whole show. Like, she was the entire show. She was the drama. She had all the gossip. Okay, like, but you know, she did kind of, I do understand why her like friend was mad, because how are you gonna talk about your best friend's family negatively? You know what I mean? And that's your girl. Like, I would be upset too, because you almost ruined my family name. But anyways, I'm interested to see what they do the next season, just because she's like retiring the column. And then I think they ended the last episode kind of being like, oh, next season, like someone else is now being, which I'm like, I just feel like it's not the same, because she was such a good writer and it was such a good storyline, and now someone else is trying to be Lady Whistledown. I'm like, we'll see how that goes. All right, so I think my dough is all incorporated. It should look smooth like so. I think I'm good. See how lovely it looks. You should like that. So, Diane, sorry guys, sorry to those who are like yo fingers. I promise I washed my hands, as you always should before you cook. All right, so now next step is to add this dough to a piping bag. So let's open up my wonderful Bridgerton box here. But you guys tell me, what has your favorite love story in Bridgerton been so far? But yeah, hers was definitely my favorite. So I'm gonna add this into the piping bag here. Which also, just random fun fact, the spatula I'm using, it's actually like a pink Halloween spatula. It does say fabulous, as in like boo, and it has a little ghost on it. And it has absolutely nothing to do with springs, so don't judge me. I didn't have like a spring spatula, but this was pink and I was like, close enough. Pink is close enough. Oh my gosh, I'm shifting. Okay, be warned if you are doing this. The dough is super sticky. It's kind of making a mess. I'm feeling very kindergartner-ish right now. All right, so I have added all that to my piping bag. That was messy. That was actually super messy. Give me a moment to collect myself. All right, so I'm gonna attempt to like just kind of squeeze this dough down without trying to make like minimal mess here. Like, I just washed my hands. I'm probably gonna have to wash them again, but that's fine. It's part of cooking. I like wash my hands a billion times until they literally dry out. It's all part of the process, guys. So, let me keep pushing down here. The only thing is like the ones at the top that are like spilling back out are actually driving me nuts. Okay, I think this is as good as I'm gonna get in terms of like piping the dough down. I think the ones at the top I'm just gonna like forget about. And then let me just bring this, kind of like squeeze the air out of the tip by slowly massaging it. So I slowly like massage the tip to squeeze the air out and just get that dough to like come down all the way to the very bottom tip there. And as much of the dough as I can get down. Okay, this is kind of messy. All right, I think we're good. I think it's as good as we're gonna get. I think I'm just gonna wipe my hands and call that a day. So now I have my baking tray. It's cute and pink from TJ Maxx. And take my parchment paper here. Just there's some parchment paper on there. It is, I'll normally throw a knife on it, or I'll just throw these measuring cups just to help weigh it down. while I'm piping stuff on. All right, so my piping bag is ready. I'm gonna get my scissors. So it says to cut I'm gonna cut a 1.5 inch tip off the piping bag. So I like to use my thumb as like a ruler, even though it's not the most accurate, but so let's say it's like about an inch here, like right there. All right, so that's the tip. The sad thing is I got some dough in there. I'm gonna keep that to the side. All right, so cut about 1.5 inch tip. Then I'm gonna pipe 1.5 inch rounds. So I kind of like to look for this picture for reference. I'm gonna make a round dome shape, about 1.5 inch. That's like, yeah, just about that size. I'm gonna do another, so about a 1.5 inch here. It's a little bit bigger than 1.5 inch, to be honest. I'm gonna do another one. I think I did those a little bit too close together as well, but we'll live. Do I have a method to my madness? No, not really. This is just me kind of sort of winging it. Have I ever made cream puffs before? No. Is my first time, is it wise to make something for the first time on camera? Not sure how to answer that. All right, so we've got 3. It doesn't even tell me like how many. I wish it said like make this many, then I would know if I'm like piping enough or too little, but it doesn't say. You know what? I do think I'm piping this wrong. I think it should be, instead of swirls, I think it should be like one big like puff down like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 6 is perfect because it's an even number. I'm gonna add some more to this one. Okay, I probably should add more to this one as well. Back here. And then I'm also gonna add a little bit from the tip that I cut off to this one. And so once that's done, you can gently wet your fingers and add some water to my measuring cup here just to like shape them a little bit better. It's gonna keep your fingers from getting all messy. Probably should have wet my fingers earlier, but it's fine. So I'm just gonna press down the peaks so I don't have a bunch of peaks on the other ones, the ones that are shaped well, and then just kind of smooth. So I'm pushing down the peak so there isn't a peak, and then just kind of like smoothing them a little bit. I think it's fine. You know what? So again, first time making cream puffs, okay? Could be a bit of a learning curve here, but we're just gonna go with it. So I have 6 cream puffs here. I wish I had spread them out a little more. So we do, spur of the moment. I'm just gonna cut the parchment paper around the one I want to move and then move it that way. So I don't actually have to lift it off of the parchment paper. Is there like a genius to my madness? Yes. All right, so I'll take this one, put it here. I just moved it. Boom, I just moved it without getting messy. Cool, that works. We've got a giant hole there, that's fine. It happens. Just gonna cut this a little bit. The only thing I'm worried about is that grows. It might grow that way. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's cool, good enough. We're good, we're good. I think I'm overthinking it. So, now, okay, I'm gonna fix this one a little bit more. All right, so now I'm gonna put them in the oven. They're gonna be in the oven for 30 to 32 minutes. So for me, with my oven, that means I'm gonna put it at 30. I always like to do the shorter time because my oven, I feel like, runs a little bit hot. And pretty sure I'm using a non-stick pan, so I did set it to 375 instead of 400. Set my timer for 30 minutes here. Oops. All right, so I set my timer to 30 minutes. Again, if you're using a pan that isn't non-stick, 400. Also, just know your oven. I kind of know my oven, and she's a hothead. All right, guys, let's rewind for a second. So as soon as I put them in, like maybe like 2 minutes later, I realized I forgot to do the egg wash that I wanted to do. So let's do the egg wash. It isn't necessary, so I could have left them, but I was like, I already took out the egg and they hadn't been in the oven that long. So I was like, I could just do it real quick. So just taking one egg, beating it, and I'm gonna brush it on the top of my pastries, which are now a little bit hot. Let me get my mitten. All right, got my pastry mitten. All right, again, they weren't in there that long. They're gonna be fine. So I'm just gonna take some of that egg and brush it on top. They were in there for like 2 minutes, okay? Again, there is a method to my madness. Take some of that, do a little bit of an egg wash. I think it's good, it helps smoothen them out quite a bit as well. All right, so now they are perfectly egged up. I'm gonna toss them in there for 30 minutes. Ugh. All right, so I've reset my timer for 30 minutes. Now they should be good. All right, so next step, we're gonna be making the pink whipped filling, which is exciting because it's pink. So here I have the whipped filling mix, right? I'm just gonna add it to the bowl, and then with it, we're gonna do 1 cup of milk. So let's do this there. And then I'm gonna have a cup here, and I'm gonna be using almond milk. Not a really cow milk person. And most of the times, other than like when I'm baking, I try to eat plant-based. I try to stay away from meat. I'm not like strictly plant-based, but I do try to use a lot of plant-based products. And yeah, I try. But when I go out to eat, it's a free-for-all. All right, so I've added my 1 cup of almond milk and I have my mixer here and we're just gonna mix it up. I don't want to steal. See, that's how you know I watch Tori. I want to be like, mix it all together. Sorry, Shiver sees this. I'm not trying to steal your bit. It just gets stuck in my head. All right, so I'm gonna mix this up.
Here, I like to put my hands to cover a little because
I hope it whips up though. So I'm gonna mix this on low speed, medium speed for 30 seconds. Let me see. And yeah, low speed 30 seconds, then medium speed 1 to 2. So we now have this very like thick whipped cream like consistency. And that's how we know that we're done. Like you should be able to lift it up and it form like a stiff peak that doesn't move. I could probably hold it like upside down a little bit. So that's how I know it's done. A tip that wasn't given in the box, but I would recommend for making something like this, a whipped filling. If I had thought about it earlier, I would have put this bowl in the fridge. Making the bowl colder will make the milk and powder stiff up quicker. So that's just a little tip that wasn't on the box. So this looks so cute and so pink. I know what I need to add to this. Give me a sec. All right, it is time to take out the pastry. Turn that off. Woohoo! They are golden brown. Look at that. See that? So, the one kind of like mistake that I did realize I made, I definitely should have made each cream puff a little bit bigger and higher up, because technically I was in my mind thinking each puff you sandwich together, but you're supposed to take 1 puff, cut it in half and fill it. It's what I get for not fully reading the instructions before starting, but you live and you learn, you know what I'm saying? So we will make do, and I'm sure it'll still be bomb and fire, and we'll figure it out. All right, so my cream puffs are cooling. They're out of the oven. I'm gonna let them cool. I put my whipped filling back in the fridge just to make sure it stayed cool while those were baking, and I'm gonna see if my cream puffs are cool. These are my cream puffs. Because they're so thin, I'm definitely not slicing them. Even though the instructions say to slice them, mine are just too thin. I'm just gonna sandwich them up. So I think that'll be good enough. So I'm gonna take a Ziploc bag and add my whipped filling in here, and then put it in my piping bag just to make cleanup a little bit easier for me. So that way I just throw away the Ziploc bag without completely throwing away the piping bag. Just makes cleanup a little bit easier. And then I'm gonna push this down. And I'm gonna drop that into here, if it can even fit. It should fit. The piping bag's just a little bit thinner than the Ziploc. So, you know what I realized? I have to cut this tip first before I even think about adding it, or else it's just cut that tip. Y'all, this is what we call winging it. Okay? That's how you know I'm just a down-to-earth girl like you. Alright, let's get this. Let's do a little shake. Okay, maybe the Ziploc bag was pointless because now it's like all fallen out of the Ziploc bag and into my piping bag, which is fine. We're just gonna roll with it. I don't know. I've done this with frosting before. I've never done this with whipped filling, so maybe that's why my outcome is a little bit different, because it's kind of just all fell out of the Ziploc bag anyway. Let's pick one here and start piping. Yeah, I'm kind of nervous. Ooh, all right, we can do like a swirl. Do another swirl. Just do a couple of swirls on here. Do I know what I'm doing? No. All right, I'm just gonna do a bunch of swirls around it. All right, did a lot of swirls here. Do a few more. This is a lot of filling, so might as well put like a lot. And it's not overly sweet because it's like a whipped top. Cute. It's giving, guys. Let's swirl this around. Let's do like a round one for this one. Swirl that around. Gosh, I still have a lot of whipped cream left. I need to go bring around like so. I'm just kind of doing, I don't know, my own little swirl patterns here. I'm like making it up as I go. Just like making little circular loops. Okay. It's number 3. Then the rest we just have the like toppings. So I know in the picture they put a little daub on top. I'm like surprised they gave this much whipped filling, because I'm like, what are we supposed to do with this all? Like, this will totally not fit the amount of, I feel like it's just a lot compared to the amount of dough we were given. Like, I still have all of this left. It's so much. I have sprinkles and I have edible glitter. We're gonna do both. I'm gonna do a little bit of that edible glitter. Maybe up these tops here. Look at that. That looks so cute. Does it not? A little bit of sprinkles. I have pink sprinkles. So they kind of look clear though when you put them on. Put some sprinkles for a little bit of crunch. And then our toppers. All right, then I'm gonna do a cute little topping. If I do a heart, I'm gonna do a heart on this one. Let's do a little heart. And then on this one, just do a cute little ring around the rosy. Boom. My heart. I don't know if my heart is well defined. Do it a little bit wider. All right, guys, I don't know if you could see this. Got my heart around. We're gonna leave that one open for now. And then this is so cute to me. I think we're just gonna do a dash. You've got to glitter the top for sure. So we're gonna do a little bit more of that pink sprinkles. And then a little bit of that edible glitter on this one. I think on the heart, I'm gonna stay edible glitter free on the top. It's like sliding already. It needs to go in the fridge so it can like firm up. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of powdered sugar on top to add to just like the overall cuteness. Okay, that was a lot on that one. I'll eat that one. Look at how cute that looks. And just like that, we have our Bridgerton cream puffs that don't want to stay on and they need to go in the fridge because of the filling. But so cute. Super cute, super cute. I'm gonna do this. I'm not done, like, let me fix this, okay guys? I'm gonna make it look really cute. I feel like plating is like half the battle. Like, can you make the food look presentable, look like I want to eat it? You know? That's like half the battle right there. Okay, just decorate my plate with a little powdered sugar. And then, guys, let's take a look again. Look at that. Those look adorable. With some tea and scones would be perfect. Definitely looks like something they would have at a Bridgerton tea party or one of those meetings where, you know, the men come to call on the ladies and they bring out the little tea sandwiches or desserts. So cute. All right, hopefully you got a thumbnail. Now we are going to taste. All right. I have no idea how they would have like done this in a way where you could have cut the thing in half, because I don't know, I just feel like the sandwich makes more sense because it didn't grow that like thick or high. But anyways, let's taste a bite. Oh my God, see, the filling is not staying in. It's fresh. It's not too sweet, which I think is perfect for spring. It's actually really not sweet at all. A lot of the sweetness is coming from the powdered sugar I put on top. The cream puff itself isn't sweet at all. The Cool Whip, it tastes like, I mean, the whipped cream, it tastes like whipped cream. So, and whipped cream isn't like super sugary. The cream puff is actually a little bit salty. So yeah, it's like it's refreshing, not too sweet. I think it's perfect for spring. I think it does need to go in the fridge to sit for a little bit to make sure that the whipped cream gets hard. Yummy overall. I do happen to have some pistachio cream here, which I think will just be like a fun addition taste-wise. I've actually never tried pistachio cream straight. I tried the Dubai chocolate brownie for the first time from Crumble like the other week. I wasn't that impressed. It was just, I don't know. It was really hard and cold. It's okay. I feel like a dollop of pistachio cream inside would actually be good with this. And I do feel like pistachio cream is very spring coated. But the difference, another difference, I don't know if I mentioned, between the Regency era and now when we have Easter is like, it was like about church. There wasn't, you know, oh, I think I already said that, the egg hunts or the bunnies. It was more about family and, of course, good food, which I feel like that's never changed with people. We love food no matter the era. That definitely added to it. So let me know below, what is your favorite Easter food or springtime food? The rest of these I will be having with tea. Dearest gentle Rita, we have procured the necessary items and have created a nice little sandwich. For spring is the bloom of a new season, new beginnings, and I hope you will take this journey with me into my YouTube channel. Dearest gentle Rita, thank you. Cheers. Bye. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, yada yada. And that would be great. That would be awesome. Super random, but like, how cute is this little egg that I got for free from the World Market when I bought pistachio cream? I have nothing to fill it with. I don't want candy. I'm not really a big candy person, but it's super cute. It's a little bunny with flowers on it. You can zoom in.
Dearest gentle Rita. I should have written a script for this, probably, like a Bridgerton script, and like, Dearest gentle Rita, spring has sprung. And what does that mean for us, mere mortals? I don't know, something like that.
Good morning. I am excited. Also, like, since we're talking about cute stuff, how cute is this little Easter wishes hand towel I got from the dollar store? Cute or no? Very cute. And it's just so spring, and the colors give me life. And then even like, look at this placemat, guys. Who would have thought you would get all this freaking cute stuff from the dollar store? Like, so cute. Perfect for spring. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Bye.